The biggest issue in this Law Society controversy may no longer be only what the internal investigation found. It is now about how much information members should be allowed to see. Law Minister Edwin Tong said relevant Audit Committee reports should be made available to Law Society members, with appropriate redactions to protect people who were interviewed. His point was simple. Members need enough information to understand the findings, form their own views, and have a meaningful discussion with the Council. The dispute intensified after a closed-door dialogue on August 13th involving about 200 members. According to attendees cited in media reports, members received hard copies containing findings and recommendations, but had to return them after the meeting. The material was also reportedly incomplete. Several annexes, including investigation reports prepared by a law firm and an auditing firm, were not included. That led some members to question whether they had enough information to properly assess what happened. A petition had already been submitted on August 7th calling for fuller disclosure, and some members reportedly raised the possibility of calling an extraordinary general meeting. The investigation began after the Ministry of Law and Ministry of Manpower received an anonymous email in September 2025. The allegations covered workplace conduct, governance and oversight, grievance handling, whistleblowing processes, and weaknesses in some administrative and financial controls between 2022 and 2025. There is an important distinction here. The audit did not find evidence of deliberate financial wrongdoing or an intentional cover-up, but it did identify significant failings in leadership, workplace culture, and governance. So the current debate is not simply about whether something went wrong. The deeper question is how an institution handles serious internal findings once they exist. There is also a genuine tension. Transparency helps members judge whether the response is strong enough. But investigators may also need to protect interviewees' personal data and confidential information. That is why Edwin Tong's position focuses on disclosure with safeguards, rather than simply publishing everything without restriction. Why should the public care about an internal Law Society dispute? Because the Law Society represents Singapore's legal profession and carries responsibilities beyond its own membership. Confidence in the legal system also depends on confidence that institutions responsible for professional standards can hold themselves accountable. The Ministry of Law says it will continue monitoring developments and expects further updates from the Council. The real test now is not how loudly each side argues for transparency or confidentiality. It is whether the final process gives members enough information to judge the findings fairly while protecting people who came forward. Do you think Law Society members should be given access to the full investigation materials, subject to proper redactions? If you value clear Singapore news with context and analysis, support 2230 by liking, sharing, and subscribing.